What's up, Internet? My name is Gray, like the color, and I own Retro Exchange here in sunny Peoria, Arizona, known on eBay, whatnot, and beyond as Rex for short. And today on Rex Knows What's Awesome, the classic board game Monopoly. All right, I love games of all varieties. We've talked about video games, miniature games, role-playing games. But if you ask me which one I spent more hours on, well, probably that's video games. But number two would be Monopoly. I love Monopoly. I have loved it my entire life from when I was a little kid in the 80s to last night when my family played this one. I'm a Monopoly nut, okay? And there are literally thousands of varieties of Monopoly out in the world. Plenty of people collect them all. Coca-Cola Monopoly, Mount Rushmore Monopoly, State of Connecticut Monopoly, Denver Broncos Monopoly, He-Man Monopoly, Transformers Monopoly. I mean, you can get a Monopoly for just about every major IP that exists on planet Earth. I love that. That's cool. I don't buy all those because they're essentially the same game. When it comes to me and my family, if we're going to play classic Monopoly, you have to go with my absolute favorite, and that's the Star Wars Limited Collector's Edition version. This came out in the 90s during the big whole, Star Wars reproduction in theaters situation. This is incredible. It's beautifully designed. It's all classic trilogy. It's a beautiful board, beautiful art. It has pewter miniatures. There's a lot more here than what came in this box because there's actually 3, I think, different versions of this. And if there were variants of the figures, I bought it, took the new figures out, tossed the rest. My son loves these 1,000 credit coins. He calls them baller coins. I played this so much back in the 90s. My friends and I made a custom rule set for the individual characters. Like if somebody was playing Boba Fett and you land on the bounty space, which is the income tax in classic Monopoly, you had to pay the Boba Fett player that money. Stuff like that. We made individual special house rules for the different Star Wars characters. We play this all the time. My son loves it. It's a beautiful game. Get a copy if you don't have one. A lot of the reskinned, like sports teams, cartoons, etc., I noticed that Hasbro's gotten a little bit cheaper. A lot of them are an 8-space edge instead of the classic 10-space edge. That really bugs me. Rex Knows What's Awesome is a positive show. I'm not going to complain. But if you don't have a 10-space board, I ain't playing you, right? Like, I need those 10s because I've been playing Monopoly so much, I don't have to count. When I roll, I know exactly how many spaces from where I'm sitting is to the next one. That's how much of a diehard I am. The 8-space boards mess with me. I don't like them. What I do like, though, are the various gimmicks. And there have been a slew of them over the years. Me and my family collect the different Monopoly gimmicks, so I just gathered a small portion of what we have. We just played this one last night. The Ultimate Electronic Banking. There's different versions. This is cool because there's no paper money. It's just debit cards, and there's a little debit card reader that you use to buy property and pay rent. Super cool, different way to play the game. It's a 9-space board, but I let it go because the credit card thing's cool. This one is like a secret vault one. This is very swingy. Little bits of money go in this vault, and you get keys for it, and you can unlock, and there's like a sequence of numbers. It's cool. We don't play this one a ton, but every now and then when you want something different, there it is. This space one I'm a big fan of. It's kind of classic Monopoly, but instead of houses and hotels, you're building a space station, and there's other types of resources than just money. Very unique, very cool. And then my number one favorite gimmick Monopoly is this one, Monopoly City. Has anybody ever played the Sim City video game? Or any of those Civilization, where you build up your world, so to speak? If you like that kind of stuff, this is Monopoly meets Sim City. It's awesome. You go around the board like normal, you buy, sell, and trade property like normal, but instead of houses and hotels, you actually develop an entire commercial district. You can build stadiums, skyscrapers, docks, factories. Very, very cool. The more your cityscape, if you've got several people playing this board's going to look awesome by the end. It's going to be completely covered in big buildings and skyscrapers. Super cool, super unique. The wonderful thing about Monopoly, it's available in every language. I think my son has benefited from being a Monopoly player his whole life, just like I benefited from it. Math skills, negotiation, trading properties. I think it is a very good thing for young kids to play. I think it has real world skill applications. So I use it as a teaching tool in some ways to my son. It's just a lot of fun. There are countless house rule variants and versions, so you can customize a little bit like my friends did with the Star Wars here. Whatever fandom you belong to, whether it's Dragon Ball Z or a sports team or a specific state or a national park or a drink or SpongeBob or whatever, there's probably a Monopoly that you can sit down and play that fits exactly what you're into. So kind of basic or not, right? You can play gimmick ones, doesn't matter. What's your favorite version of Monopoly? Let's get a conversation going down in the comments. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that stuff that helps the channel. That's it for me today. Monopoly is awesome. Thank you, congratulations, and enjoy.